Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and who that too.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, fam, you're now tuned into the latest installment of the Pelican postgame report. Big ups to the family. Thank y'all for being in the building on this rendition of the show. Much love to the family members as we get going on this edition of the Pelican postgame report. Much love to the fam as we got DC chiming in. We having some issues, but we're going to see about getting DC up here in just a second. So big ups to the family members on this rendition of the Pelican postgame report. Not a very happy Pelican postgame report to come at you guys with. The Pelicans in this one called the PPR Pelican postgame report. Starless Pels losing OT to the Magic 115 to 110. And it's just one of them situations, fam, where you watch that stuff occur, man, and listen. This was absolutely, this wasn't, this wasn't hitting. This wasn't what it was hitting for tonight. So just give me a second, fam. We're gonna get everything in play. We're gonna get DC on the horn in just a second, and just give me a second here, fam. We'll get DC up here. Hold on just a second. So let me see what's going on here. He just dropped out, so give me a second. We'll get DC back in the building momentarily. But yes, fam, it's one of them situations, man, where we had this game, and very curious moves by Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy refuses to play those goddamn G League players. I mean, he really absolutely refuses to play those goddamn G League players. He would put 50 minutes or more on other players, but he refuses to play them damn G League players, man. It's ridiculous. But we'll hold on a second, fam. We're gonna get DC in the building here as well. We're having a few internet issues. Just started happening as soon as we popped in. But hold just tight. We'll get it going. But yeah, in this one, all right, we got DC there. DC's back. All right, we're going to bring him in. All right, DC. We had a little internet issue there. You dropped out. But DC's back in the building, so let's bring him back. There you go. All right, big ups to you, DC. Welcome to the show, fam. Pelicans, man, go down. Yeah, I can hear you. Pelicans go down in this one, bro. They go down in this one, man. It ain't a good look. We lose to the freaking funky Magic without anybody. And, of course, what do you thought about Stan? My question is to you, what do you thought about Stan Van Gundy's substitutions?
I thought they definitely could have been better. I did appreciate that he recognized that Kyra was playing really well in the third quarter and found a way to give him extended minutes. I just wish James Johnson would have been the same thing. I mean, I know he ain't played in a while and said he was tired, but I think he should have got some minutes in overtime, possibly. With that guy out there, when he was out there, I think would have possibly helped, man. And Eric Bledsoe maybe should have got a little bit of a break. 47 minutes for Eric Bledsoe, 46 for Josh Hart. That was a little crazy. I know we're down three players, so obviously you're short-handed, but man, well, I don't know what's gonna have to happen for Wenyen Gabriel to get any type of burn. I haven't been impressed with him when he's been out there, but I mean, in his defense, he don't really get a chance to establish much of a rhythm to do anything positive because he ain't never out there. But man, I just wish James Johnson would have played more. I think that would have led to a victory for us, honestly, because we were turning the ball over a lot, and he ain't a ball handler, but I did see him taking the ball up a lot. Didn't expect that. And when he was out there, it seemed like they would turn the ball over a little less than they were with him not out there, because he had possessions where he was handling the ball and bringing it up, and he made a lot of good decisions. I really excited about that guy that we got for basically JJ Redick. And after surveying the chronicles of Riddick all week, uh, maybe it'll work out. I don't know, but I did think it was weird too that after all the JJ Redick news that Lonzo and Bi both hurt now. It's a little awkward.
Yeah, these injuries took a lot of people off guard, man. And then, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it all shakes when it comes down to the come down. To be honest with you, fam. But let's do that. Let's
Right.
move into that breakdown. Let's get into that. Let's move into that aspect of it and break down this Hawk situation because 24 and 24, man, they came all the way back. This team 24 and 24, 13 and 15 on the road. They're at
Bro,
500.
500.
They've got to 500. How about that for the Atlanta Hawks? And they, of course, like you mentioned, they beat the Spurs. Trey Young has
Nate
been real.
McMillan in the Atlanta Hawks. We got to say Nate McMillan name first, bro.
Yeah, Nate
They
McMillan is.
wasn't nothing until Nate took over.
Yeah, he really took the helm and made them pretty respectable. And prior to that, they was a team we was looking to run over. This team will be competitive. Now, Stan Van Gundy did say in the press conference that
Right.
he has no idea whether or not Williamson or Bi will be available for this game tomorrow. So just I don't know how that's gonna look, but anyway, to Trey Young's 25.4 points per contest is they leads his squad. Capella is the top rebounder, giving you 14 rebounds a contest. And we over here tripping off a 10 a game. This man giving them 14 flat a game. And then of course the top assist man is Trey Young with 9.5 and averaging 34.4 minutes per game. So he's facilitating and scoring for the Atlanta Hawks. Of course, Zion is our top dude, 26.4. 62.4 at the field goal. Steven Adams, 9 rebounds per game. Zobal is 5.6 as the assist guy in 32 minutes. Atlanta Falcons injury report right now. Dunn is listed out for the game. Collins is listed out this past game, and we anticipating that him and DeAndre Hunter won't be available for game 2. We'll see. They're staying Zion Williamson's day-to-day. Lonzo probably will be out. Brandon is day-to-day. They had Josh Hart day-to-day too, but he played. So hopefully we get either one or both of our guys back for what could be – this is going to be a nice matchup between the Hawks and the Pelicans, man. This will be a good matchup. We always have, the Saints against the Falcons, and perhaps the Pelicans and the Hawks could be a rivalry of sorts as well.
It's another rivalry.
Well, I mean, it might be – if
Battle of the Birds, yeah.
Yeah, well, Atlanta versus New Orleans there. ATL 112.4 points per contest and only give up 110, almost 111 per game. 46 flat shooting the ball from the field, 45.4 on the rebounds, 24.3 on the assists, 4.8 on the blocks, 6.9 on the steals. And like DC said, they did beat San Antonio. That's a 2-game winning streak. They're 6-4 of the last 10. Pelicans up and down, 115.3 that they score. They give up 115.1, 48.7 on the field, 46.3 rebounds, 26.3 assists, 4.1 blocks, 7.1 steals, 6-4 last few contests. And like I said, we got to get it together. 6-4 the last 10. Not bad, but not bad, but we could have gotten within 4 games of 500. That's the main thing that I'm looking at as well. This will be the first matchup against the
Right.
Hawks this season. We'll play them tomorrow, and then a few days later, we'll match up with this team again. The Hawks, like I said, they're sitting in third place in the southeast, with 24-24. They're half a game underneath the Miami Heat and a half a game back of Charlotte. So with a win here, they can leapfrog and gain first place. So they're going to be motivated to come into this game and get a win against the Pelicans in the Smoothie King Center. The Pelicans once again sit nestled between Memphis and Houston at 21-26. Not so bad. Only 5 games back, but if we could string some wins together, we had some fortune having some teams that didn't have full staff, the Lakers, and of course we got the win against Boston, but then to have the letdown. We have any, of our stars, but we still had enough firepower to be able to beat this team. I think defense was a major, sticking point for why the Pelicans didn't work. There's no way we should have gave up that many points in the paint. That's ridiculous. And of course, looking at Atlanta's depth chart,
72.
that is utterly and just ridiculous. Trae Young is the starter, as you can see there, the depth chart. Bogdanovic is their shooting guard. Hunter is more than likely going to be out, so you might see Tony Snell or perhaps Kevin Huerter, whoever they have that'll supplant DeAndre Hunter. Perhaps it'll be Cam Reddish. I think Cam Reddish is hurt, to be honest with you. I think he's hurt. I don't see him here. But John Collins is also listed as out, so you might see Daniel Gallinari knocking your eyes out. He'll be there. And, of course, the ever-present All-NBA Super Pro Solomon Hill is also on this team. So we'll see exactly how it shakes. DC, what
The
we
guy who shut LeBron down.
that's right. Solomon over the hill. There you go. So anyway, we laid it out depth chart wise and statistical breakdown with the Atlanta matchup. What happens here?
Man, it depends on who we see in that starting five. John Collins and DeAndre Hunter are two big pieces for Atlanta. I understand they went to double overtime with the Spurs. It's weird. Like we was looking at their stats too. We paralleled them in a lot of areas, man. They seem to be a similar team like us, up and down all over the place, high powered offense, not playing a lot of defense. They kind of distant cousins a little bit. They got main guys was hurt. They went to overtime. We had main guys hurt, went to overtime. They 6-4. They last 10. We 6-4. Our last 10. It's like looking in the mirror a little bit. So this is a major game, in my opinion. We got to get this one. Atlanta is charging. This is a game you would have circled on the schedule before the season and say, "Oh yeah, that's a victory." You know what I'm saying? Now it's looking a little tougher, but we still need this game, especially after losing to Orlando. One of the three gonna play tomorrow, if not two of them for sure. Stan Van Gundy said he wasn't sure about Bi. He didn't say nothing about Zion, so it's obvious Zion probably could have played today. They just decided to rest him because it's a back-to-back and don't want to do that. Don't know what's up with Lonzo, but hip flexors are weird. Just like groins and hamstrings and stuff. It's one of those things you could re-injure if you come back too early. So not sure if he's going to be there tomorrow. But either way, if we just get one of the three guys we missed tonight, we should be able to beat Atlanta because I'm anticipating on them having somebody out as well. And they're going to be looking for people to step up. Like you said, John Collins, we already know is hurt. Not sure if he's going to play. DeAndre Hunter too. Cam Reddish possibly hurt. Kevin Huerter is actually a decent replacement for DeAndre Hunter, but I think those guys actually play together. But then they got Bogdanovich. You got Tony Snell, who's been a professional in this league for a long time. Somebody they still can use. This is still a tough team, man. Clint Capella, 14 rebounds a game, so he's gonna
That's
give Steven
amazing.
Adams all
Oh yeah,
all he looking for.
he gonna try to take everything he can get.
Right. This was a guy I was saying we should have traded for. And if we could have got Clint Capella, that would have been an obvious upgrade over Steven Adams, in my opinion, even though he's not the best screener in the league like Steven Adams. So maybe Zion and Bi's offensive game takes a slight hit, maybe a point and a half, 2 points per game. But you get that rebounding and you got way better defense. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Then they got the rookie. I forgot his name. I remember, didn't they get that power forward from USC? Wonder if he's gonna be getting minutes with
Well, they got
John Collins out.
They got Lou Williams there, so Lou Williams goes back
And Lou
on.
Williams too. Got Lou Williams, forgot about him. But I was talking about, remember the rookie, the guy we wanted to draft, if he slipped in the draft. He was a center, a power forward, or maybe a maybe a tweener, an in between that. You remember his
Oh
name?
yeah, that big step, the Smith, I think he was. No, I think
No, no, not Smith. He got a weird name. He got like an African name. Why the hell is he on? I don't see him on my depth chart.
nah, he ain't on my depth chart. He's a Kongwong. What's this?
Akong, yeah,
A
Akong,
Kongwu, a
Akong,
Kongwu.
Akongwu. Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy played. Yeah, he ain't been doing much this year, but with John Collins out, he's a guy that might get some burn, man. And way the Pelicans play, we in for a damn surprise every night. So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes and brings his A game, uh, playing too, and his alumni brother Lonzo Ball. You see him that night. So Baron, something like that. Baron, John Collins, and DeAndre Hunter, all them guys healthy. I think we win this game, bro. Ultimately, you know what you got to do. You got to contain Trey Young. Easier said than done. But it's like Dame Lillard light. You know what I'm saying? You ain't. He's not exactly Dame. He's similar template, not as good, in my opinion. Not as efficient taking those threes either. He's gonna shoot a bunch of them, but he only gonna hit what 35% of them. So you can live with that if he's like that, but you can't let him get him and then let him.
Uh-oh. Like we might have lost DC again. Hold on, family. Let's see if we can get DC back here. Give me just a second. Looks like we lost DC again. Uh, yeah, it's been kind of buggy tonight, but we're gonna work through it and see if we can get DC back on. Hold on, he clicked off. But yeah, the whole situation, family, dealing with, um, just absolutely watching the Pelicans, man. It's a lot of people get frustrated, but I kind of warn the family members not to be so. We get a little frustrated, not. But you seen, like I was saying, about James Johnson, and even you seen Wesley Awandu. You add those people along with the Pelicans have. You add them with Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson, and you should have something there. You should have something there. So I mean, but once we have the talent, then it falls back on Stan Van Gundy figuring out these lineups, man. Because you don't hear him saying we don't have no more time. That a lot of that doesn't went away. So it ain't about, oh, I need more time. I need more time to figure it out. That doesn't went away. What Stan Van Gundy is most certainly got to do is he's got to figure out these rotations, because now that they've actually given him the pieces that he needs, with the veteran four and James Johnson, the athletic wing that plays defense, and Awandu, these guys should help the Pelicans ultimately do some stuff. So with that being said, we're gonna see how it all shakes, man. At the end of the day, DC, I got you back, bro. You clicked off for a second, but you're back. So, all right, let me get you back in here. But it's quite obvious to me that Van Gundy has to figure this out. He has to be able to figure out those rotations and get that done. So that's what it comes down to. But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna close out on that. DC, you want to add a little something to that? Okay, DC's is clicked off again. But anyway, I tell you what, fam, we're gonna bounce on that one. I'd like to thank the family for joining us. More than likely we'll definitely be back tomorrow to recap this Hawks matchup on Good Friday. So let's hope it's a Good Friday in more ways than one. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope we be able to can do that. We can make sure it's a Good Friday. Make sure it's a Good Friday with a win. Hopefully we get either BI or both of those guys back, and we'll go from there. we'll see how it all shakes, man, in the end. But with that being said, we're going to end the show on that. I'd like to thank all the family members for chiming in this episode of the Pelican Post Game Report. Much love to the flock. Big ups to the flock and flock. Pelicans SZN, big ups to you. Pelicans Nola, Devin Brack, GM Kev, Iceman, Tramal, let's see, D Jones as well. Mr. 100, big ups to you, fam. Good to see you in there. John Thompson, what's up, brother John? All right, who else we got? Brother Jerry, what's up, brother Jerry? Good to see you in the chat as well. Welcome over to the Pelican Post Game Report, brother Jay. All hail the new king. Big ups to you, Latrell Pollard. What's happening, fam? Michael de Blasio. Big ups to you, Michael. Thank you. Said never count your chickens. Never. Not with this team, Big Q. I'm learning that, bro. I'm giving them a lot because, listen, you can see most of the times you can see the disconnect on the floor of what players need to do and them not executing. And then other times it's something else. Other times it's something else. Other times it's either it's Stan Van Gundy. It's Stan Van Gundy cutting up him, messing up the rotation. Van Gundy messing up the whatever. I mean, and he's learning like they're learning, and that's what I'm saying. We got to figure. Stan's got to figure that out, man. DC's back, so yeah, DC. So with that being said, like I said, man, Stan Van Gundy has got to figure that out, man. He's got to figure that out. He got to get that figured out. He got to figure out the lineups and rotations because if you look at, like I said, if you look at what David Griffin has given them, we finally made the damn trade to get rid of J.J. Redick. We got James Johnson here, Wesley Awandu. These are people that can help you down the line make a push.
What you think about how he left?
What's that?
What you think about how he left with all this nonsense? I say, what you think about how he left with all this nonsense?
Well, listen, bro, I'm not surprised. That dude, when they gave him that podcast, that's all J.J. Redick do is shoot his goddamn mouth off on that podcast. That's all he do. But I like what big shot Robert Horry said about him on ESPN. I think that's my sentiments to a T. I mean, you done made millions of dollars playing a children's game for years, and you complaining about them trading you to Dallas. You lucky they ain't send your ass to the West Coast somewhere. So I mean, at the end of the day, this dude got enough money where he could charter a private plane back and forth if he really wanted to. So I mean, you ain't gonna get no sympathy from me on that.
JJ Redick ain't about to do that. He cheap, man. He stayed with Josh Hart the whole damn time he was with the team.
Yeah.
He stayed with Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday got traded. He moved out Drew Holiday house and moved in with Josh Hart.
Yeah, but that, like I said, crazy. That's what it is. I mean, he has to be. I'm not surprised by what Reddit says. I mean, good riddance to him. But in the end, we got the pieces that's necessary for a run. The only other question is that does Stan Van Gundy figure out the bench rotations now that James Johnson is here, or does what he do, sit down somebody to play somebody else? You don't need to keep sitting people down. You've added James Johnson. He could play next to Jackson Hayes. His game is complementary to Jackson Hayes' game. He don't need to be around the board. He can hit jump shots from 17, 18 feet out. He can even hit the three-pointer if it's a wide open three-pointer. He'll knock it down in your face too. Plus, you don't have to run plays for James Johnson. That's what I was saying. He's a goon. He dives on the floor. He does that kind of stuff. So now you fix your goddamn off-the-bench rotation so that you can rest these guys in the starting five so you don't burn them up like we did today. Now, I can understand we was kind of at a disadvantage because of lack of point guards. We had to do some stuff. But some of the bigs, like a James Johnson, we could have used a Billy Hernan Gomez in there for at least 5 to 7 minutes or so. Or 10 minutes that could have spelled James Johnson so you can kept him in there at the back end of the game. What the hell you sitting him down on the bench? I mean, sitting him down on the bench late in the game. This is a goddamn 10-year veteran. What you sitting him down for?
He pulled himself out, Big Q. He pulled himself out. Pulled himself out, said he was tired. That's the only negative I ever heard about James Johnson.
He pulled him out.
That came from Miami. They say he failed the conditioning sets, so. Well, James Johnson told Stan Van Gundy he was tired.
He told
So
him, but
from what it sounds like, he
but
basically gave the
I'm
nod to pull himself
I
out.
got you on that, and he said that in the post game. But what I'm saying is, if you mixing in Billy Hernan Gomez, if you giving them the correct minutes, then you won't have to deal with this. And I know you dealing with a lack of stars, but you have enough. It ain't like the bench ended with KLJ. They still had several players that could have been placed in the game that could have taken some minutes that could have helped to win. We got to get. What I'm saying is, from a basketball IQ standpoint, we have to get smarter on what we're doing here, because if we're going to make the playoffs, and I really think we are, we're going to have to get smarter with the bench and building. We keep saying it's a standing theme for the entire season is fill out the bench, get the bench together. And once you get Lonzo back, once you get Bi and Zion, and our team is full again, our
I think
starters
our
back.
bench will be filled out once we
We
get
get,
those guys.
well, you Stan Van Gundy has to recognize that and play those guys. He got to play them, and it's be interesting to see if he can do that.
Well, I believe he's gonna play James. So adding James, he's gonna find a way to play them without completely obliterating Kira's minutes. I still think he's gonna find a way to get him minutes. Jackson Hayes, James Johnson, West probably gonna get some type of minutes, very limited. Um, I really see our bench being deeper with these guys. The fact that
Of course,
Wentz got so many minutes tonight was like, okay,
a
he's a
Wandu,
Stan Van Gundy guy though. These are two defensive minded guys. You said Wentz Awandu.
a
Wentz Awandu,
Wandu.
yeah.
I,
He's a
I see you
defensive
trying to
minded.
sneak. I see you
That's what I
trying to
said.
sneak around there and say the man first name because you don't want to say the
Yeah,
last name. I see
I
what
don't
you're
want
trying
to
to
mess the
do.
man. I don't want to mess it up. I said it earlier. I
A,
said it earlier
a
in the show, fool.
Wandu, DC. A Wandu.
I said it again. I said it like a minute before,
West. I
ago.
see what you're trying to do
I
on that.
said a Wandu.
Yeah, well, West got to do